Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are in game number 1 here between 3D Garnath and Shelty for the Wrath of the Gods. Qualifiers number 3. Last chance. Must win. Spawning on the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Loki. His name is Shelty. In the left side of the map, in the red color, playing as Thor, it's Garnath. The map, Giza. It's been an absolutely wild ride thus far. We've just had to skip through some of the early stages of the game to catch up, but hopefully we have fixed all of our technical difficulties and we're going to be able to move along and enjoy this series here. Garnath, for those of you who don't know, he's from that 3DB situation. He's in that same clan. He does a lot of practice with him. A very, very strong player in his own right. Shelty, on the other hand, he is a veteran. He's played in many a tournament, had much success through the years, and is a player who I think has always got the potential to upset nearly anyone with his playstyle. He's incredibly aggressive, very, very multitasking orientated, and has just a really, really clean sort of aggressive style. And on any given day, that can catch anyone off. As some walls are going to be coming up on this spot. Relics on the map, if we take a quick look, we've got ourselves the Tail of Cerberus over here, minus 25% of the base there. Myth units for those on the special attacks is the Adamantine Shingles here. Going to be increasing that house base percent. We've got that Staff of Dionysus there for the villager regeneration. And finally, Blue Crystal Shard going to be boosting that Golden Wood. As Garnath, already in the second age here. One thing to notice, very fast advance time from Garnath. He is going for some early aggression here. No early armory in the slightest. He is pushing through. He is looking for some value on this spot. Going for those villagers. The villager's going to be turning around, shanking that one there. The Valkyrie going to come through, going after the villagers on this spot as the Berserk coming back over here. Forest Fire getting dropped. All of the villagers going idle here as Shelty is not going to be ready for this in the slightest. Ahursa is now out. The second age is going to be coming through now. The troll is through. The Berserk is still looking to try and snipe down these low HP villagers. As the troll is through, going to be tasked onto this Berserk, but the villagers turn around and they have completely dealt with this shenanigans for the time being. The Valkyrie going to be coming back in again, trying to harass these villagers on this wood line. He spots that low HP villager going after it. One more shank. Does manage to get it and gets away without taking any beating from those Hursa as he manages to weave his way through in the main base. However, nothing has really come through for Garnath just yet. It's 4 minutes and 40 seconds into the game. He's now just building that Great Hall. One villager kill, plus a lot of chaos, but that's it. One villager kill and a lot of idle time, I should say. That's what the chaos is. Cheeky little house coming down to check out the town center, making sure nothing happens there as the Hursa are going to be making their way forward. The Valkyrie keeping that line of sight on there as the Hursa turn around, get a swing off. 132 HP remaining on that one. That's the goats pulling back in. And there's that healing spring getting dropped down. And the army comes through, sees the Great Hall. And, you know, at this point, for Garnath, he could feasibly drop an armory and start going into that. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Dwarven armory, now on the way. And this has always been an option for Thor. It's just that nobody really likes playing this way. As great control here, keeping Shelty underneath the town center. The troll is on the front here. Valkyrie is where it's on this spot, going to be looking for a little bit of a raid as the Hursa try and surround the troll on the back. Great control here from Garnath as that troll is going to be getting sniped down. Hursa going to be retreating away. As Garnath pulling back into his main base. He's now got himself watchtowers. That's a huge investment here. Longhouse coming through. And do we see any upgrades now starting? And this is where he gets even further in front. Meanwhile, we're still seeing raids from that Valkyrie. He's picked off another villager, it looks like. Hersa in the back here to try and defend. Hall of Thane's now on the way to boost those Hersa and infantry. That's Copper Mail coming through. We've got that Hammer of Thunder pickaxe as well. Longhouse going to be coming up. And now Garnath is moving out onto the map with his own raiding cavalry, trying to find some sort of an angle to attack here. All the armory upgrades coming through. So the recent-ish change to Thor was that Thor's Dwarven armory in the Archaic Age, research is really, really slow. I think research is at half the speed. Once you get into the Classical Age, research is at the normal speed. Once you get into the Heroic Age, it researches even faster. And once you get into the Mythic Age, it researches even faster. The army all moving in onto this spot here. Raiding cavalry going to attempt to defend. While this is all going on, the raiding cavalry moving into Shelty's base here, looking for something to kill. No, I'm not sure if they are, but he does have to pull back. Picks off a couple of units here. The Valkyrie going to get sniped down there as well. As Garnath desperately trying to hold on this spot. The tower's not quite able to get that damage done on the retreat path. There's a couple of those raiding cavalry now starting to move forward here. Or return home, I should say. But the population differential is still in favor of Shelty, as Garnath here is now in front on the villager count by a significant margin. He's getting all of his upgrades. He's got the important copper weapons, copper mail technologies, as the Dwarven armory now going to be going into that copper shields here for even more dwarves. Some more houses coming up on this spot for Garnath. Units moving up onto the top position, looking for a little something to target down. House comes through over here. As the raiding cavalry are going to be looking for something to take out on the bottom side. As Shelty, he's still on this wood line, and Garnath is going to know about this sort of wood chopping situation here for a very, very long time. He's going to go after that guaranteed house kill instead. But there are a couple of units here waiting to respond as Shelty pushes forward over here. Got to be careful, Garnath, with those thrown axemen. As the raiding cavalry manage to snipe the house, they will have to retreat away afterwards, managing to do so nicely. As the units here for Garnath just waiting on this position. Garnath, though, he's run out of gold. As the thrown axeman on this spot getting taken down. A bunch of houses are out. This is a huge pick here for Shelty, as he's going to be able to convert this in a big way moving forward onto this spot. Garnath has got no gold income for the time being here, as the army moving forward to try and deal with this. Draugr spawn is going to be gigantic, as all of those thrown axemen are going to get sniped down on the back. The raiding cavalry coming through here for Garnath in an attempt to help him, but they are too little too late, as the army population here for Shelty is absolutely stonking at this moment. As Garnath pulls back into his main base, he's lost all of his military. The dwarves pulling off of the zebra here. He can pull back in onto his main base and grab those goats. Is the market going to get dropped down? He can sell wood, as the dwarves do manage to sneak up to the top gold mine, but there's already units on the way. Garnath will be spotting these units coming up here, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to defend this at all. As the raiding cavalry spot these bad boys on this spot, and some more dwarves coming through. He could sneak over onto this gold mine as an idea. As funnily enough, Shelty still hasn't dropped his own spy. No spy for Shelty. As Berserk's looking to come forward, looking to take this fight over on this spot, picking off the house. Going to swing up to the top side of the map as the army charges in here to take out these units. Got the Valkyrie coming through here for Shelty. Absolutely gigantic. As even more units getting picked off. We've got a couple of reinforcements coming in, but it just does not matter. As Shelty is just miles ahead in military here. And what else can Garnath do at this point? So Hersa coming in to snipe down the Valkyrie. The Dwarves getting pushed back over here as well. There's even more of Shelty's units coming in. I mean, Shelty at this point is so far in front that he can just right-click on the enemy base and just call it a day. But Garnath not going to allow him, as he's going to tap out. And a swift 1-0 here for Shelty to kick this series off. We'll get going into the next game real shortly. Hope you guys are having a fantastic time, and we'll see you in the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, game number 2. In the right side of the map in the blue color, playing as Set. His name is Garnath. In the left side of the map, in the red color, playing as Odin. His name is Shelty. Yes, the map is Marsh. And let's just see if these relics are going to be anything of assistance for these players. You've got Sister of Bast helping out that village of production. They're making it a little bit lighter. Here are Arrows of Heracles here. Towers becoming a little bit better. Rhea's Crown here, making that town center just that little bit cheaper. A Blanket of Empress Zoe there, making things a little bit more difficult to kill. Got a picture of Imseti boosting that infantry train time by just a little bit. And at the bottom, Black Lotus. It's not towers. Did I misread it? Oh, ranged soldiers getting more damage. Ooh! I'm Big Silly Sausage. It's ranged soldiers. What can you do? That's actually really, really good here for Shelty, because he's going to probably want to go for Throw and Axeman, though I have seen raiding cavalry, opening raiding cavalry be pretty good as well. We take a quick look at the map. Look at this town center. Oh my god. Have you ever seen anything more beautiful for a Set player? Gold mine on the front, gold mine on the back. No hunt here, but it doesn't matter because you're playing Set. On the other side of the map, Shelty, not so lucky. He does get some hunt on his town center, but no gold mine. A gold mine over here, pretty far away. He does have the gold down the bottom here, but his base is open on this side. As the ball getting converted here. Looks like Shelty has not noticed the priest converting in front of his base here. This here is something I am never game to do, because I get noticed doing this. The simple solution is, well, one, if you got a berserk, you can wall the priest in, or at least try to. But more importantly, just bring a villager forward and then start shanking this down. As a temple going to come up on this position here to unlock that next age. I mean, I don't think we're going to see Heimdall. It's kind of a crazy idea, but it's one of the gods. It's one of the options. Could go for that, but more likely to see Freya. For Garnath, on the other hand, he is part of this 3D sort of clan team, whatever you want to call it. And part of being in this team is part of doing things slightly different. We might see Anubis here. Though Thor is the kind of more preferred option to some degrees. Nope. Garnath doesn't care about your meta. He says, I know Anubites can work. I'm going for the Anubites. He's only got one monument at the moment. But he's about to have the gold to drop more. Will he go for more? Is this going to be mass Anubites? A couple of Hursa already getting built out. Up on the top side of the map, that boar is checking out the town center. The Raven will be spotting that. As the Hursa comes forward, we'll be able to grab that Arrows of Heracles. And still no second monument through for Garnath is making me ask the question, what exactly is he doing? As another priest going to be coming out to defend on this position, grabs the relic. Gonna pick Jar of Imseti. As the priest here, going to be able to heal up. It's kind of crazy that you can heal faster than anything there. Barracks into the center of the map coming through. Forest Fire getting dropped down onto this army here. Can he get a villager kill? No. Well, but he will be able to kill off some of those animals of Set. Not a big deal, but as always, the three forest fire. Valkyrie comes through, snipes a couple more units here, diving in. Going to be taking a lot of heat on that one in the main base here for Shelty. I haven't seen anything. Now we see a Great Hall. Now we see a second Great Hall. So Valkyrie, oh, Berserk down to the bottom side. Valkyrie going to head back home. So Raven's just scouting around, trying to see what they can do. 2 monuments up at this point. It's going to mean a lot of those Anubites to get built here. And the Valkyrie just going to be retreating back home as into the main base here. What is the plan? Double Great Hall, Longhouse on the way. Army charging forward to try and push off of this food will be a little bit of a pain, but he can kill off the boar and then eat the boar. Never mind. Doesn't want to. The Plague of Serpents getting dropped down into the main base here. You can turn around with the villagers and just use that bow and arrow to take these out if you want to. But this really doesn't do all that much. It gives a lot of line of sight, but doesn't really pressure as the army has already kind of defended on this spot. So looking like they want to come back over there and try and take those ones out. Is the Anubite coming onto the left side of the map, but Shelty spots that. And the Anubite here... Oh, is this one? I don't know. Yeah, the serpents... The serpents are pretty good at taking out heroes. They used to be considered myth units, and now they're considered animals with no food. But we will be seeing them all getting taken out, and not a huge amount of damage onto Shelty, but damage onto Shelty nonetheless. As is the Anubite army starting to get any bigger here for Garnath? It looks like the answer is no. As the villagers here for Shelty just going to be waiting it out. Oh. What? I don't even know what happened here. Why are you freezing on me? Well, I guess that's the game. I don't know who won. I don't know who lost. The game's pretty close at the moment. I mean, if I had to guess, Shelty makes a push here and gets a win. I don't know. I'm going to have to find out. I'm sorry, guys. We'll move into game number 3, I guess. It could be 1-1. It could be 1-2. I mean, we could grab the recorder game and try and push through it, actually. Let's do that. We'll grab the recorder game and push through it. Oh. Hang on, we're going to just come over here. Okay, we'll get this replay going. We're up to like 6 minutes or something, right? All right. Oops. Okay, let's get back into this thing, hey? I don't know why it I don't know why it freezes, guys. I don't know why. It just, the game finishes, sometimes it freezes, sometimes it doesn't. So the game's probably going to go for about 10 minutes or so. We're going to speed through it and just check out what happens in the end, and then we'll jump into game number 3. Do you think a reinstall would help? It might. I feel like this happens to me more than most, but also I'd still get games that work, so I don't... Doesn't make any sense. Alright, well... Just jump through to about 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Actually, we'll probably run it on play fast so we can catch up to... the game. So they don't have to wait for that long. If only we could kind of jump forward maybe one extra little second. Give us like 4x instead of 2x. Nonetheless. I gotta swap this over as well, don't I? This is still the best forest fire we've seen so far. 3 deer kills, right? 3 deer kills. That's like 3 more kills than I've seen forest fire ever get. Alrighty, we're getting back up to around about where we're up to. So let's call it... maybe it was a little bit later than this. I think he cleaned up all the serpents and then we go, what happened? Forest fire is good to open parts and make things more vulnerable? True. I think when you get to the later stage of the game, it does do more damage. 20%. Alright guys, so we are back here, roughly. We're going to be running a little bit quick here. We had a bit of a freeze on the last one, but I wanted to see exactly how the game ended up. As a raiding cavalry coming through here, we're running on play fast speed just so that the players don't have to wait that long for us to catch up here. But, you know, raiding cavalry still pulling back here and seeing everything that's happening. Segment queued up for Garnath. Now, really not going to come through anytime soon. He does not have the resources in the slightest. In fact, he's pulled off of the gold, going for another town center here, as Shelty is about to apply a very large amount of pressure into the middle of the map here. The Herso not quite onto that. Anubite do manage to jump onto that one there, as the entirety, it looks like, of Garnath's army is going to get absolutely demolished here. More Nubites coming through, but there is already one Herso here to help out. It is getting taken out relatively quickly, but it's not going to be enough. Villagers coming through to get the shanking action happening, and it is too much here for Garnath to hold on, as it looks like Shelty is going to be going to a quick 2-0 lead in this best of 5 series. As there Garnath goes, tapping out, and we'll be moving on to that next one right now. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, game number 3. Shelty has been looking very, very sharp in this one. And he's now going to be playing as the Oranos in the left-hand side of the map. In the red color, playing as Isis, his name is Garnath. Garnath here has been having a little bit of trouble getting his footing in this series. So we'll see if the nerves, the nervous jitters are going to go away, if he's going to be able to deal with this or not. And then pull himself through. My scoreboard is having some problems working. What is happening with the scoreboard? There we go. That's better. It's currently 2-0 for Shelty in this one. He is having an absolute field day with Garnath thus far. We'll see what sort of a Oranos he's going to bring to the table. I know that Shelty is he's a legacy player. He's a veteran from Legacy, and he's going to have all of that legacy knowledge in that brain of his. Now, sometimes that can be a blessing, and sometimes that can be a curse. And I do think that to some degree, it's a bit of a curse for Atlantean. Atlantean has got a lot of power packed away in their kit that you just got to be kind of aware of. And if you don't go into it, sometimes you can be feeling like Atlantean is a little bit subpar, so to speak. Onto this position, we've got that Demeter's throne here. That one's not going to be helping out all too much for the Oranos player, but it's also not going to help out all too much for the Ice. So it's kind of a funny relic. Let's just take a moment just admire this one. Economic Guild build times minus 50%. Mana build time minus 50%. Mana wood cost minus 25%. Over here, build time minus 50%, minus 25% on everything else. In a way, minus 50% build time on a lumber camp could be pretty interesting. If you've got a lot of villagers on wood, you can rebuild your lumber camps over and over again. You can get a little bit more resources from it, but it's just... it's a relic. Let's say that much. As you do see, Oceanus coming through, unlocking that kind of aura. We've got the Bast coming through, going to be unlocking the Eclipse. A couple more relics on the map. Bow of Artemis here is a very, very nice one to reduce that archer cost. Tower of Cestus here, going to be increasing those towers damage versus myth units. And down the bottom, we've got Scales of Doppler Pass over here, minus 15%. Vulnerability to the Pierce for your myth units. As we do see Shelty going to be opening up with some catapulties to kick this game off. An interesting decision, but a decision nonetheless. He could be gearing up for that defense of cavalry already, but Garnath doesn't have access to that just yet. He's going to be dropping an armory at the back. He's got that market coming up. Units charging forward here. It's going to be a town center. It looks like a town center for Shelty very, very shortly. As the hero catapulties do get converted, going to be diving into that sky passage there. This is going to be more than enough of a defense for the time being. And it does kind of look like here that Garnath is going for a one town center all in of some variety here. Nice quick fast heroic through Sobek. What is that going to unlock? Locust onto citizens. Not the best of ideas. The citizens have got a lot more HP, so they're going to be able to get away from that. But straight into camel riders. As it looks like Shelty's kind of already got some sort of an idea of what Garnath is up to here. Oh, the wall. The wall! The wall is up! The moves! Shelty! Look at him go. Doesn't quite kill off the Sphinx, but nonetheless, the Caladria now coming through. Going to slow this one down as Shelty is trying to get a little bit of path blockage in, but it does not matter. And Shelty the Snake Shelton takes out the Sphinx. First blood is drawn. A huge prosperity going to be coming in at this point. How many villages? 18. That gold mine's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. Frontline heroics coming through here for Shelty. In the main base, we do have 2 counter barracks and Terma catapulties for the time being here for Shelty is all he's going to go for. Weightless mace as well. Oof. You basically, this sort of an opening from Shelty effectively disables the Migdol. You kind of can't go Migdol here. Terma to kill off those chariot archers if you get enough Terma out. Catapulties to kill off the camel riders. You have to get some Rax units down in a way, or rush Mythic Age. As the villagers going to be making their way down to this bottom position here. There is that gold mine here. Shelty's Oracle sitting over here looks like it's not going to notice this, as the army of Shelty has a little bit of that spider senses tingling. To check out the left side of the map. As a Scorpion Man pushing through here, Garnath does notice this. He sees the units. Has to fire onto the Scorpion Man, but it's not going to be able to do all too much. As we see some hero units getting converted. We have to remember frontline heroics only affects infantry units. As the Migdol stronghold is up. And those camel riders can start getting produced. Look at all the gold! Why are you on the gold mine? Maybe another Migdol? How many villagers on food? Got a whole bunch over here. You can buy some food at the moment, but this is a very strong position for Shelty to be in. Do Terma kill? Yes. So the reason why Terma are a little bit better than say Slingers against Chariot Archers is because they've got 5.5 speed, which is going to be 0.5 speed more than the Chariot Archers, so it's impossible to kite away from them. Any sort of orb walk forward is going to be allowing you to get in there, as opposed to Slingers, who've got a little bit more range at 16 base or 17 base or something like that. But they're so slow that the Chariot Archers can kite them, especially with the extra Bone Bow. Obviously, Ice doesn't have Bone Bow. So yeah, the Terma are pretty good against Chariot Archers, as we see a very quick Thoth wanting to come through, but the resource is not quite here just yet. As the Citizen's going to get him pulled back. Camel Riders looking for a little something. I mean, he's looking for a Locust, but again, like, what are you going to Locust? There's 100 HP. There's also Caladrius around. As Sky passes onto this position, going to be helping lock that spot down. And Shelty going to be able to pacify one of those Camel Riders, and that's going to be a dead Camel Rider. So these low population raids, where you don't have that many units, are so tough to work against Caladria. You have to go for a handful more, so you actually terrify the enemy army into staying away from it. As Thoth is now queued up, Shelty making the movement over onto this side. Going to look to take out some villagers on the back here. This is going to be a big raid here for Shelty. I wouldn't be surprised to see a shockwave at this point. His ancestors... Wait, he didn't go through Sobek. He went through Nephthys? I'm so dumb. I saw a Scorpion Man. He must have cancelled it. Okay. Never mind. I didn't notice. Okay, guys? I'm silly. There's 4 monuments up for Garnath! What? Oh, the units are getting bugged out on a wooden wall. Is the Anubites, not the Anubites, the minions going to charge over here. Can't believe you can. How do you get ancestors when you go through Sobek? That's wild. Hyperion now coming through. Oh god, got a lot to learn. One day I'll get there. Nice little raid over here to snipe down another citizen. Has some hero units coming back to kind of defend on this position. It's like Shelty's still miles ahead on villager count though, so he's not going to be too worried. However, Thoth does put a big dent in that. With Valley of the Kings coming through, it's going to be a big problem. But 4 monuments. That's absolutely insane. He's got 4 mon. He's got 115 favor. What is he gonna get? Mass Phoenix? Is the army here for Shelty. Basically, all it's got to do is just push through, break down the wall, and then charge it onto this position. He's going to try and take out the Migdol stronghold. See if he's going to be able to do so. More catapulties on the way. As Valley of the Kings comes through, we do have the big meteor into the main base here. As how much damage is it going to be doing here? Shelty, no reactions for the time being. Town center falls down. Citizens going down as well. Units in the middle. It looks like most of the citizens survive. Does drop below that 60 population though on the villager. For the villagers there, for the citizens. Is the town center going to get rebuilt up? Phoenix on the way. There are some hero terma here to help defend this, but this is a natural progression here. Lots of Phoenix queuing up here as it's going to be Chariot Archer Phoenix moving forward. Is Shelty going to need a whole bunch of hero terma to deal with this? As the Scorpion Man on this position does end up falling. Not Ancestors, but Eclipse gets dropped down. And look at the damage that this Phoenix is going to get done here. One citizen does manage to pull back as the Phoenix is going to be retreating away. But the Terma are en route. Look at the speed he's going at. 5.2. But it doesn't matter as the hero Terma managed to catch up. That's going to be one. Oh, is it? Is it going to be one dead Phoenix? Looks like the answer is no. Floating over the good arena. There's more Phoenix coming in. You've got to clean up that Phoenix egg. Send one of those catapulties heroes over there. Another Phoenix going to get sniped down as more units are now starting to come through for Garnath. As Garnath's strategy has been unlocked at this moment. He's got so many units. Shelty, for the time being, he's got himself 4 counter barracks to pump out these dudes. He's still got a huge villager lead, which technically, I mean, it's still pretty close. You're getting about 1,000 resources a minute from the Valley of the Kings, so it's kind of close as we've got the Carnivore getting dropped down onto this position. The Catapult is charging through to deal with this as the Phoenix getting cleaned up. Shockwave getting dropped down onto these units as the army is going to get neutered for the time being as that Phoenix egg gets cleaned up. And the Phoenix problem has been dealt with. Where to next for Garnath? As the Terma charging forward here, those catapults just absolutely mince the Camel Riders. Over here, Terma sniping down those Chariot Archers beautifully as the Phoenix is going to be pulling back. And a whole bunch of Terma end up converting on this spot here. He knows he needs those to deal with those Phoenix. And now the Siege Towers coming in. Our Siege Towers are actually not terrible against this army. Just on the fact that Catapulties don't really have that much damage. So they're going to be able to just take everything out. This has always been like the counter, so to speak, to the Atlantean army from way back when. It's like mass Siege Tower against this sort of a comp. Looks like Garnath is somewhat aware of this. As the Satyr going to be pushing back nicely over onto this spot. Phoenix still getting chased around here. As this is Terma not heroized, but the rest of these Terma are going to come through to finish off the Phoenix on this spot. This population is still piling up here for Shelty. As he's got a lot of those Satyrs here. He's still only on 3 Oracles for the time being. As the Phoenix pushed back into the back corner here. We'll end up getting sniped down. As the army turning around, going to start getting that damage done onto this spot. He needs some more catapulties on this one as the Phoenix is back in. Look at the damage this Phoenix does. He's getting so much onto that back line. Shelty not microing this one all too well. He's going to lose all of his units here as he's also slowly but surely dealing with that Phoenix. He's got so much pierce armor. And these Phoenix, they're just going to continue to come. 4 monuments. 24 favor per minute effectively is Is that 1 Phoenix a minute? It's effectively 1 Phoenix a minute. Every minute that passes is 1 Phoenix a minute. That's crazy. Every minute that passes is an extra Phoenix. As the Kontaris are out, the Terma are through, you still have to deal with those heavy camel riders. I kind of liked the Catapulti's army more than the Kontarius here, as it looks like Garnath is able to get a huge amount of damage done on this position as the Phoenix is back over here. The citizens have to retreat back yet again, and Shelty doesn't want to play it out anymore as he feels like he's too far behind. Lots of resource in the back, no gold here. We've got ourselves a game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. A really, really solidly well executed game plan here from Garnath. The Phoenix, the Valley of the Kings, 1 town center to boot, and completely catches Shelty sleeping on this one. Really well played. If you guys enjoyed this one, don't forget to hit that follow button. Don't forget to check out AOL Iron Maiden and Nakamura RTS with meta plays for alternative coverage of this tournament. They're also covering different games as we're going through this one, but we'll move into game number 4 very shortly. Hope you're having a fun time, and we'll see you there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, game number 4. It is currently 2-1 here in this best of 5 series. In the right-hand side of the map, in the blue color, playing as Poseidon, his name is Shelty. In the left-hand side of the map, in the red color, playing as Hades, his name is Garnath. We're a little bit behind on this game, so we're going to be speeding through the early game as we'll see exactly what these players are going to be going for. It looks like Garnath is going to be opening up with that early Vaults of Erebus build, whereas Shelty, on the other hand, looks like he is going for the fast advance with his Poseidon, going to be able to get some nice little pressure to kick the game off. Now, the important thing here... 3D Garnath does not care about your meta. 3D Garnath does not worry about things that other players think of him. He says, I'm going to go Ares in an S tier tournament because I want to go Ares in an S tier tournament. As Shelty moving that centaur across the map, going to be looking for little bits of raids over here and all the good stuff. As Garnath is now in the classical age, dropping the archery range. And are we going to be seeing a lot of Cyclops in this game? Or what? There's a centaur charging forward, going to try and take out the villager on the back here. Does dive into the tower on this spot as the very stock standard lure gets dropped down. Wow, that's a cool lure here from Shelty on that second town center. As the centaur is still getting some big damage done. Can he pick off a villager here? Almost. 1 HP in a dream, that villager. 1 HP in a dream. As the centaur has to pull back. The scout, though, for Garnath does spot this, so he's going to know what he's up against. He's going to have what he wants here. Now, to unlock this map, you have to kind of really be watching what's happening. It's 1 gold mine Ghost Lake. It's 4 gold mine, large gold mine Ghost Lake at that. So that means that aggression is going to be key here. And all the other good stuff that happens with that is going to be secondary. As a centaur, going to be retreating back. Looks like he's going to be charging in here to try and take out the villagers on this front. Here's so much value out of just one centaur against this. As Garnath, he's refusing to get himself that Achilles out, but he's almost dealt with this centaur. It's down to 96 HP. But funnily enough, Shelty could just get a second centaur out. I swear, if Hades struggles so much against centaur, why not just get a second centaur out? Maybe a third centaur. He's really struggling to deal with this. He still hasn't got himself the Achilles. He's got enough villagers on wood and gold to start thinking about that second town center. But it looks like to me that Garnath, he is just going to be playing it slow. And he's going to start working towards a lot more Cyclops in this game. As the centaur is going to push forward in an attempt to take out a hoplite there. Every little bit of damage matters here. As the villagers on this side now getting himself stable archery range here as Shelty. He's making the smart move. Obviously, he sees archers. So he's going to make the hippies. He's also Hades, so he's going to make those archers. Another stable going to be coming down as well. But the thing you have to be careful with is how effective Cyclops end up being. Garnath doesn't care about your economy. He doesn't care about how many resources you have. This build, this strategy, this thought process is all about I am building the strongest unit I possibly can. Oh, centaur! 2 HP and down. Can no longer last. Now Garnath can move across the map and see if he can find something to kill here. Because the natural move here for Shelty, even though he's building units right now, is actually to go to the heroic age. That's where things get difficult for this unit competition because you have to deal with Chiron, Theseus, Atalanta, and all the good stuff. Ajax going to drop off into the temple. Cathara of Apollo in. Whoop. This is a cool wall. I don't think I've ever seen this. He's kind of walling himself in, but it's like now this cliff is completely safe. Yeah, so the idea here from Garnath is not to like pressure, not to really get anything. He's looking for that death ball. He's looking for an underworld passage with this Will of Kronos tech. Getting himself that Enyo's Bow of Horror as well to boost his archers to make them even stronger. And then it's just underworld from this side over to this side and get the gold staff. The army looking to move forward. Oh, Garnath sees what he wants to see here. It might be time to just retreat back and go next stage. But he's still going to be pumping units out. Shelty, on the other hand, might want to consider just abandoning ship here to some degree with his actual Hippias and going into the main base. Though he might be able to take this fight, as we do see a cheeky little pestilence getting dropped down to block that watchtower from getting any damage here. A couple of archers getting taken down as they have to retreat back. And Garnath can slowly but surely take out this forward watchtower and give him just a little bit more maneuverability around the map. Garnath now able to take out a villager building a house. Nice snipe there. And there's that Will of Kronos. Elder Cyclops as he's going to be throwing the militia in. Does he hit anything? No. That's the scary part. That throw is the scary part. Does so much damage. 3 area, what's it called? 3 area of effect. Plus you get an extra 2 throw damage area. 3 damage area and then I guess a 2 damage area. So 5 damage area on that throw. And he also cleaves. You're absolutely right. He's got 3 here as well. Absolutely insane. There's a temple on this side going to start getting taken down. Watchtowers here. Getting a little bit of damage on to just tell your opponent to get out of there, get packing. As Atalanta, Theseus coming through. Hippias going to get that throat. Doesn't throw it anywhere useful there. As the army going to be surrounding onto this position. The heroes not actually targeting down that Elder Cyclops. Shelty doesn't even care as it looks like he's going to be able to clean up the entirety of this army. Now he is 2 town centers versus 1 town center and in front of military. Look at the damage this Cyclops is doing. Look at the Toxotes. Look at how much HP they've got. Garnath finally going to start building some more units here. Well, finally, oh, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, he's finally starting to get some more Cyclops in. That one Cyclops was doing a lot, getting a lot of values. The villagers now making their way over onto this gold mine. Pegasus will be spotting it there. Differential in villages is at 24, which is a huge, huge advantage for Shelty moving forward. As the army of Garnath will slowly make its way forward here to put some pressure on. I don't even know if Shelty really needs to micro this one. He's going to get those Hippias onto the archers, onto the back. The Shades of Hades are getting some good damage. He still needs to get more units out. It is looking like the military population here for Garnath is pretty good as ceasefire has been forced. Shelty needs heroes. He's getting some more military buildings down to try and spend those resources a little bit better. Getting himself Lord of Horses as well. That takes a while to come through when you need numbers here. Technology seem to be less important, but he's going for it nonetheless. He's got 4 stables about to be up. Archer ranges, the third one going to be coming through here as well. Garnath, on the other hand, he is just going to be spamming these units out. We've got that Theseus onto the front there. The Atalanta is already out, though not quite in just yet, as the Cyclops throws that one in. Look at this. Toxotes getting absolutely decimated there by that throw, as it's now looking like Garnath is finding his way through in this fight. Another Cyclops in on the back, going to be able to get even more damage done into the center of this fight. The Theseus is now onto that one. More units queuing up. We've got a Centaur on the way as well. Atalanta and Theseus can take out those Shade of Hades insanely well here as well. As Atalanta going to be pulling back over onto this side. We've got the Shade of Hades getting taken out. And Shelty is back in his base. The villagers, however, they're going to get caught here. Oh, all the villagers getting cleaned up on that one. Another villager going down onto this side. Another villager on this side also going down. It looks like Shelty is in a lot of trouble. He does sneak over onto this gold mine as well. As the Cyclops is checking around. Does Garnath spot this? He knows there's a gold mine there. Oh, the Hippias bounces off the temple instead of hitting onto those Toxotes there, as it looks like the army numbers are starting to slowly favor Shelty again here. That's a Centaur pulling back. And Shelty is now in a good spot. There's not really any more of those Cyclops remaining. But it is still going to be these really, really strong hoplites that do have that divine damage to help out. As the Hippias Centaur situation, going to be looking for some villagers. But look at this from Garnath. He's on that forward gold mine. He doesn't see the gold mine on the back here. It could be absolutely disastrous as the army trying to take a fight over here. We are seeing units sneaking up onto this gold mine for the time being, as everything is spotted on this right-hand side. The Hippias nowhere to be seen for Shelty at the moment, as the Toxotes, they have been able to defend on this spot. As a couple of units coming through here, the villagers may need to retreat away there for Shelty, as Shelty needs to come back. Well, he's already dealt with all of the archers here. There's more units coming over here that are getting sniped out. Villagers still hanging out on this spot. Now going to be retreating away. As the Hippias trying to track those down. You have to also remember that Shelty, he's still got 2 town centers. So he's still producing double the economy that Garnath is having. So even losing these villagers isn't that big of a deal, as long as he's cleaning up all of the military units here. As the Toxotes retreating back. Hippias are going to be swinging back around onto this side here to push back away here as Garnath is going to be pulling back up to the right side of the map. That Cyclops, again, doesn't throw that onto the archers. Unfortunate there. But it does look like now the army, where's the heroes? They're not in here, but the Centaur can snipe down those Cyclops kind of quickly, though. The Achilles on this spot going to get sniped down as well. Nice play here from Shelty. But look at the damage onto those Toxotes there. They're getting absolutely dominated. As the Cyclops there on the back does end up... Oh, he kills off all of the archers yet again. Garnath is somehow managing to trade here in this game with these Cyclops. As Shelty might have to retreat away from this gold mine. He does still have the Atalanta. He's got the Theseus. The Toxotes can take this down so quickly. Villagers on this spot here going to go down as well. As he picks up the villager, he's going to throw it onto the villagers. Dude, it's just so brutal how good that unit is. As the Hippias charging in, trying to take out all the Toxotes as well. Villagers retreating back. And now Garnath is keeping himself in this game. Shelty, on the other hand, he's going next age. How much can he trade for at the moment? He's got no wood left in the tank right now. As the villagers are going to pull back. And Shelty is back over onto this gold mine. As the army, though, for Garnath is coming forward in full swing here. Shelty's got such a large mountain to climb now in terms of getting gold and getting an army back out. As all the villagers on this spot going to be getting cleaned up. And Garnath going to be taking out the archers on the front here as well. He can't be losing units at this point. Centaur are coming through, which does seem like a great counter to what's going on here. As the Centaur moving forward here, the Theseus will be able to snipe down that Cyclops as the Toxotes need to pull back. Meanwhile, over on this position, lots of villagers getting cleaned up as Garnath, still one town center, has not lost a single villager in this game, managing to keep himself close here. But the Centaur rain of arrows helping in a big way as all of those Hippias coming through to clean up all of those Toxotes. And it looks like, yet again, Shelty has managed to keep himself afloat in this game. He hits the next age. He uses the curse. He's got the Nemean Lion as well. But another Elder Cyclops is in, and that damage is going to continue to come through. Theseus is queued back up. Shelty back over onto the other gold mine on this spot, just as the Hades Shades are going to be retreating away. As he's trying to do the dance, which is one gold mine, other gold mine, one gold mine, other gold mine. But the army population here is still favoring Garnath for the time being. But Centaur is still coming out in a big, big way. As that special attack coming through, he's got to get onto that hero. And look at that, directly targeting down the Toxotes. He tries to retreat away, but too little, too late. As another Cyclops going to be making its way in. But the hero is targeting this one down for this moment here. The special attack from those Sailor getting some good damage done, but it's too little, too late for that Cyclops as it's going to be falling. As the unit's going to continue to charge forward here. Aphrodite, though, coming in as the Achilles is now in yet again. Shelty is able to continue pumping out units. Now we can get some Peltas through to deal with those enemy Toxotes. As the army pulling back, he's trying to keep his myth units alive, but those heroes, they do get caught out of position. Going to be able to snipe down at least the Ajax. Back into his main base. He's on this gold mine yet again. I want to see a fortress down as soon as possible over here. You have to also remember, the big thing is, if Garnath just continues to trade like this, that gold mine's going to expire on the left side of the map. And then there's 3 gold mines on the right side of the map, which Garnath is on. He's on this one. He's on this one. He doesn't know about this one. That's the big problem here. And Shelty's got to be asking himself the question, where is Garnath getting gold? He's been on this gold. He's almost mined out an entire gold mine over here. As there's the heroic age. That means heavy infantry. That means curse. That means Nemean lions here as well. As the curse getting dropped down onto this position. Villagers going down over here as well. As the Theseus attempting to take out this bad boy over here. Almost able to. He is dodging those arrows while chasing the Cyclops, which is funny to see, but I'm sure that the upgrades are going to come through as the myth unit's getting sniped down. Cyclops picks up another one. And then more Toxotes are going to get erased from the map as Garnath looks to be racing towards a game 5 here against Shelty as the Cyclops Toxotes strat is still alive. Well, I mean, there was a big moment here for Shelty. And what was that moment? Checking this gold mine. He came up to this position and he just said, well, he's not there, so I guess he's not here. He's not here, so he can't be over here, can he? Shelty had all of the advantage in this game, but could not convert. Garnath gets the win. We've got ourselves a game 5. Let's get it going. Let's go. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 5 in the left side of the map. In the blue color playing is Ra. His name is Shelty in the right-hand side of the map. In the red color playing is Kronos. It's Garnath. The map, Mount Olympus. These guys have had an absolute fight thus far. First 2 games going pretty quickly over to Shelty's side of the corner. But Garnath holding back a little bit of his power going into game number 3. And he threw a little bit of a curveball back at Shelty, managing to get himself that first win. Moving into game number 4, another curveball, refusing to play meta against Shelty. He goes for Colossus. So he goes for Cyclops. He goes for Anubites. He does it all. But this is a new game. This is a new you. This is a new me. It's all for all the marbles. And what are the marbles? The marbles are the rights to face the Mister in tournament. Might not be the best of a gift, the best of a prize, but it is a prize nonetheless. We'll see how things are going to go here. For Shelty moving along with his Ra. Relics on the map, they spawn all over the place. Back of the map, we've got that head of Orpheus, line of sight +8. On the bottom side of the map, we've got that Dwarven Horseshoes +10% for the Cavalry. Absolutely insane relic for both players, as Garnath is going to be able to see this one. Getting this relic as the Kronos player means your Terma get boosted, means your Contarius get boosted. Absolutely huge. Over here, text of Imhotep, going to be boosting that build time. Well, reducing that build time, I should say. Cathar of Apollo here. Movement speed for those villagers. 10% increase there. That's the Arrows of Alpha. On that spot for the buildings. Getting a little bit of boosted attack. Gambantine. Odin's Wand. As another really, really strong relic there. As I'm not actually sure what style of Ra Shelty plays. Now, we all talk about Ra as being this absolute beast. But the thing is, if you guys think that one style of Ra is the reason why Ra is an absolute beast right now, you'd be incorrect. You don't have to go one town center classical fight, Wadgets, and have a really successful game. You can go Sphinx. You can go for our second town center. You can go for a kind of a classical fight using mass rains rather than building those myth units. There's so many different angles to go down for Ra to find an advantage. Garnath, on the other hand, here, he's going through Prometheus. Is this a really fast advance time? No, this is a standard advance time. Okay. Temple is in, and he's going to start putting some pressure on as Shelty is not even close to advancing here. I feel like these, I mean, I like the house wall because you get the empowerment, but I feel like a wall here, a standard wall would have been very, very useful as the Prometheans coming through, and Shelty's still not advanced. He's still not advanced. I'm not sure what we're watching. He's still not advanced. And he's out of food. Oh, he's got the berries over here. Never mind. He's going through Ptah. This is an absolute nightmare start to game 5 here for Shelty. I don't know what he was thinking going for this late of an advance time as he's back onto his gold mine over here. And behind this, what is Garnath going for? He's got a counter barracks up. And that's about it. He's going to be making those terms. He's going to be getting himself that Theft of Fire, making oracles. Houses are all going to be up over here. The damage is done. Shelty is battered, bruised, beaten up, but he's still alive. He's got nearly 50 favor in the bank. There's Promethean offspring coming over onto this side. We'll be seeing Shelty attempt to turn around and get a little bit of damage done. Can he get back to the... Yes, he can. He's alive here. He wants wood. The wood stuff is possible on this map. The wood is very far away from that home base. As the Pharaoh coming over here to try and defend against this. And now he has to retask it. He's not going to go for it. Once you hit the second age, the Pharaoh is still firing at the small amount of range until you retask it. And then it's firing at the full range. Don't ask me why that is, but that's how it is. As Garnath is slowly going to be cooking up all of the relics on the map. He's already got himself 2. And I'm sure he's going to continue to make a ton of oracles here. As the double barracks is up. And behind this, with more oracles, he could go for Prometheans. He can just keep making valid citizens here to boost his economy. He could go heroic age. There's lots and lots and lots of different options here. There's a villager's on this spot. Oh, one dead villager. No. He's too evasive. As the Wadgers coming over, they're going to be missing those speedy Terma. 6.4 speed when they're heroized as well. Are you kidding me? This is going to be a very, very difficult position for Shelty to play in as he pushes out with those spearmen. Garnath, he is going to be too quick with those Terma. I don't even know if he needs to like do the shoot and scoot. He can just take the animation delay and then catch up and he's completely fine. It's the army pushing back out yet again. Gets a little bit of damage. Gets a little bit of damage. Runs away. Okay. Garnath, we get it. You don't care about the meta. We get it. Like, it's fine. It's fine. You don't care about the meta. Stop flexing on everyone. Rhea, pretty cute. Now, this could be troll. He could be just doing this and then going to go through Hyperion like everyone else. But the idea here is to break through a second town center, which Shelty is going for. So it makes a lot of sense. And I guess behind this, you don't even need to make any more behemoths. Just 2 is fine. And then a mass amount of Prometheans as well could be absolutely huge. Garnath has his armory up. He's still only got himself just a handful of these Terma as he pushes forward, attempting to take out a Wadget. Not going to be able to do so as Shelty does manage to defend for the time being. There's a Kyra Ballister coming in, and It's Rhea all the way. My eyes aren't deceiving me this time. It's not like he clicks Sobek, cancel, and then goes, no, F these. It is Rhea. What a time to be alive. The Prometheans are going to start coming through. He needs a front line. The thing is, with the advance time that he's got, there's going to be no surprise factor here. There's no shock factor. You see Rhea, you know it's coming, you build Priest. But the gold situation here for Shelty is the problem. What has he got left? 1,400. He's got this gold mine secured. Walls coming up. The big weakness of the behemoths as well is that the Wadgets are going to be doing 13.3 true damage over 5 seconds per shot. And generally the counter to true damage is HP, but this is 650 HP. So, I mean, it's going to live for a little bit, but it's definitely going to be falling. So now we see the Contarius coming in. Electron bullets coming through. Do we see any priests? Maybe Shelty feels like he doesn't need to. There will be a trader to use on one of those Wadgets, though. Shelty is just going to be sitting back waiting for the army to amass here. As I guess on the other point here is that Garnath can choose where he wants to attack. He can attack up here. He can attack over here. It's looking like he's going for the main base. Taking down these houses could be really, really big. There's another barracks going to be coming up in the main base. Oop. Garnath pokes over there but decides to move. There's already 47 favor in the bank right now for Garnath. As he has picked up his technology to make all of his techs free. There's another wall going to be coming up. This is, unfortunately, this is not going to last too long. One Pharaoh coming over here can start getting that damage done a little bit early on as the Wadget's coming onto this side as well, starting this fight. Over here, we've got that trader coming in as the Wadget. He's a traitor. Kill him. Make him suffer. As the wall will be able to come back onto this position. More Contarius are coming through. Slingers are on the way here for Shelty at the moment. He needs mass spearmen at this point. As the Pharaoh gets pushed back, villagers getting pushed off of this gold mine as well. Meanwhile, there's red dots everywhere else. Rain getting dropped down. Pharaoh looks like it's going to be falling here as the army of Shelty going to be attempting to hold on this position as the Behemoth's charging forward. You got that Carabalus at 20 range, sniping from afar. Can Shelty hold here or not is the big question as the villagers popping out onto this spot, going to attempt to take down some of those Behemoths here. Hero Contarius going to be coming through over here to try and take out those Wadgets. As the town center falls, the army differential here is looking like it's in favor of Garnath in this game, as Garnath is going to be looking like he's going to be pulling this game back all the way for the reverse sweep here. What can Shelty do at this point? Retreating away idle villagers over here. Priest coming through as well. Wadget going to be getting taken down. He's only got 2 Wadgets remaining. The Slingers remaining as well. More priests coming in onto this position here. The villagers are going to try. Oh, is he going to try and sneak back onto the gold mine? I don't think he can. As those Contarius are just tanking up a storm, and these Behemoths that we thought were going to get absolutely erased here are still on full HP. And Shelty calls it as Garnath completes the reverse sweep here with a nasty Behemoth all in this one that Shelty just did not see coming, did not read, and could not hold. GG. Well played here by Garnath. Congratulations to him. Better luck next time for Shelty on this position. You see the differential in resources, how far in front Garnath still is, even though the second town center is in for Shelty, even though he's raw, it's just not enough. All that damage, just too much. And that's the game. That's the series. We'll move on to the next one here. We've got Mr. Garnath coming up. Don't you guys go nowhere. We'll get it going very shortly.